Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. here. So, hey, we've been out doing some traveling, some towing, whatnot, uh, with Kong, our only truck right now on the channel. Um, well, how did it do? If you can see all the bug spotter here, you can tell that we did it did quite well. We've done all the traveling, all the testing that we really wanted to do so far. We do have some really good towing coming up when it comes to, we're going to do Wolf Creek here soon, going down to Mesa Verde. Again, we're going to use my trailer for all this. The big 15,000 pound one was my mom and my dad's. We used that just because it was readily accessible. I need new tires on this guy. I needed a new brake system put in. And so I got all that put in myself, and now it's up and rolling. So we're going to use this one. This, again, 12,000, 12,500, 13,000, I think is still more than what most people are going to be towing. I think the actual everyday consumer is probably only going to be towing somewhere in the vicinity of 10 or less. That's what most of the trailers in the market, even the half-ton towables, are allegedly doing that. And so I feel like this is going to be the best test for us. So we have Mesa Verde coming up, which is going to be the Wolf Creek Pass. That is going to be 40 miles of hardcore towing, which I think is going to be a really good test for this guy. So how did our most recent trip to Estes, Colorado? From my house, it was about 170 miles-ish round trip. It was all stop and go. Traffic in Colorado always sucks. So a lot of stopping and going. So got to test the ability of the truck's braking system. And then once you get kind of up in the hills, it's pretty much just to climb all the way up and then drop in where we actually stay at the campground. The truck did great. The handling was great. No excessive shifting. Again, most of the speeds going up that are like 50 and under, just because there's so many windy roads. But it's a true testament into how the truck's suspension handled the actual trailer and the towing itself. Fuel economy, because it was all straight up and down. And then, of course, we had a lot of bumbling around town and stuff without the trailer. And then we went fishing at St. Mary's Lake. So we ended up getting, overall, for the whole trip, 10 miles a gallon. So people will say, well, that is not good. I'm gonna put it in context. So if you've watched any of my other videos, I've had all big 3 diesels at my place for work. And I had a Cummins, which has been the best on fuel economy. I took that up the other day with a 7,000 pound generator to, well, you guessed it, Estes Park. Almost identical amount of mileage round trip from where I took it to where I dropped it and then came back. And it averaged 11.5 miles a gallon. So really, in context, you're talking about, a mile and a half, 2 miles, 3 miles a gallon. Even at 3 miles a gallon over a 100-mile trip, you're going to save like maybe 3 or 4 gallons. If you had a diesel and you're getting superb fuel economy, then maybe so. Overall, the L8T did excellent. Had still no issues. We're getting ready to do the first oil change on it at 4,000 some odd miles. We're going to get that done. I'm not going to run the first set of oil out that long, and we're going to switch that out with some mobile full synthetic stuff, but it's going to meet the Dexos Gen 3 stuff requirements. And yeah, 0 oil consumption as of yet, and I have burned a lot of fuel, and this truck pretty much just tows. I drove the Godzilla more before we got into the testing part of that, so it got a lot of just more like commuting and whatnot. This guy just tows. That's what it does. As for everything else, so far in the truck, I've had 0 problems, 0 oil consumption, no whines, no rattles, no nothing. It's been an excellent truck. I think, again, that's a pretty short jaunt. It's the trip up the Ike tunnel, the Eisenhower tunnel, the alleged toughest tow in the world, that was like 174 miles. So it's about the same as this one. So I didn't anticipate any issues whatsoever. But the truck did really well getting in and out. Again, the better turning radius with the Chevy or GM trucks also helped in the campground, because that place wasn't, it's more like a glamping place where everybody's packed in there, because you just basically go there to sleep in your camper. It's not really for anything else. Super tight. So the turning radius was awesome, because I saw guys with half-ton Fords, short crews, that were having more issues than me backing in. Of course, I am a truck driver, so maybe some skills attributed into that. But overall, still really happy with the L8T. Again, we've been trying to track down a 23 Godzilla to add to the channel. We're going to do a follow-up video about the max tow, because within the last few days, I did a video a long time ago about the max tow for 2024, and a lot of people had questions about it. and some new stuff has surfaced where I'll just clarify some stuff. Again, obviously, guys, everything that I give you on this channel is advice. It's information. Take it for however you like it. Throw it out, save it, use it when you're working your truck dealer, buying another truck. But again, the manufacturers always put an asterisk on everything that they're doing, saying, you know, just like GM put out the service bulletin saying that this thing could, not will, burn oil. It could burn oil. And they're basically just covering their bahookie because at the end of the day, they've had issues with oil consumption on their engines in the past. They're in a class action lawsuit. So they're basically saying it's normal, but you know, if it's more than that, it might be excessive, and they'll cover it under warranty. But I haven't had that. So again, they're just covering their ass. But again, that asterisk down there about anything when it comes to packaging or how stuff works, it's always going to be covered. And at the end of the day, when you're buying a truck, if you're buying a dealer stock vehicle or even a special order, the dealer's going to have to punch it in. So you can build it however you want on the computer. And even if you cross a few packages and the computer somehow lets you, which usually it won't, the dealer will straighten that out, iron that out, and then by the time it gets to GM will then say, hey, these parts are unavailable, we can't even offer that package, and they'll change the order as they see fit. So again, we're just about giving you guys information, hopefully good information, a lot of towing stuff coming up. So my trailer with basically with just water in it, not even all of our gear, is right around 12.5-ish. We were probably pushing 13 with everything, food, all of our gear, all of our inflatable rafts, whatnot, all that jazz on there. But yeah, it pulled it true. The engine did great. Engine braking, it didn't really have to use the brakes a ton. The speeds were so low, we didn't even really get up into that high RPM range. So guys, we will see you on the next video. I'm gonna go get this thing shaved off, and we're gonna get back to business. So see you on the next one.